And welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. Always a pleasure to welcome back the prodigal son, Kelly Williams.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And joining him, an exciting new artist, LJ Lytle. Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good. And we're so happy to have you here. And so first of all, let me start with you, Kelly. You're always so busy working on projects. What's happening?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us this morning. It is very early out there in Radio Land.
Yeah.
But after the Stellars in March, we didn't take our foot off the gas. We just kept going and we created a few different projects. Right now we have a project out. It's called Family Ties. Family and TIEZ for ties. And the name of the group we put together is called The Fam. It's like short for the family. So it's a collection of different artists, from the city, and we just came together, put a project together. So that's streaming right now. Working on Canton, Ohio's first hip hop showcase and seminar,
Wow.
which was actually this past weekend on the 20th at the Oracle. It was real good. We had artists, from all different genres. We had, hip hop, street. We had gospel. I feel like music is something that can heal people and fix situations that they might otherwise feel that there is no hope to, and you can hear a song, no matter who the artist is, and that inspires you, in a certain way that maybe another artist can't, but I feel like there's a lot of talent in our city, and I just feel like, their voices need to be heard because that's something that they say is lacking. There's no outlets for the hip hop community in Canton, Ohio. So I just feel like, I'm that bridge to, help that happen. So that's what we're doing, and, working on another stellar project. We're working on 2 this year, actually. So 1 for the adult category and 2 for, we have the 1 for the adult category already, and we have 2 that we're working on now for the youth category. So it'll be LJ's last year in the youth project of the year, and then we have the Children Speak. So working on 2 projects at the same time.
Okay, you just covered a lot of ground there. We're going to need to go back and peel all of that back. But you said one thing, and I want to just start with this, that music has a way of bringing people together.
Yeah.
Expound on that.
It has a way to bring people together because music is universal. It's a language that you understand in your own way. It's a language that can bring people together with just one common title, something like, Love Over the Hills. Some can take their lives like I'm head over heels in love, and they listen to the song and it makes them feel a certain way. Lady Gaga's song that's out right now, from the movie A Star Is Born.
Right.
Like, I love that song. And, that it's just a healing agent. We're talking about music. We're talking about us. God created the heavens and the earth. And in the heavens, the angels, that's what their job was, to sing. So if God needed some singing to relax him throughout the day,
Who are we to say that we don't?
He got a lot of stress to deal with.
and I love that because if we don't, then the rocks and the hills will
Cry out.
So yes.
Imagine a day with no music. Just imagine. Just picture that.
No radio.
No nothing.
No nothing.
It won't happen because if there's none, then the rocks and the hills will start making some sound. So that's when we know we're not doing our job.
Yeah, that's scary. Imagine that. The rocks start singing.
LJ, we want to get to know you better. Tell us a little bit about you. You are part of the youth that were in one of his projects, yes? Did you get to go to the Stellars?
Yes, I did go to the Stellars. The first round year we went, it's my first time, so I was a little nervous, feeling goosebumps. But we went down there on the Stellars project, Children Speak. We didn't win. Kane went down there again for the second round. We didn't win. But third round, our lucky round, that's how we feel. So we're going to go back down there with 2 projects this time to give them.
Yeah.
One my own and one with the Children Speak. So we got a good feeling about this one.
Absolutely.
For the third year.
Well, yes, and you know what else? They always say that just being nominated is a big deal.
Oh, most definitely.
Just being nominated there's no just involved. Being nominated is a big deal.
Because they go on votes. They go about votes. So
that's right.
If they vote on us, they must like us, So we're gonna keep giving them what they like.
Absolutely.
So
are you graduating? Tell us where you are in school and where
right
you
now,
go?
I'm a senior in school. It's my last year, then
where do you go?
After that, it's to the road, straight to the road. That's how I'm looking. I'm thinking about going to college. A lot of people pressing me about going to college. If I go, it'll be for my music. Other than that, I don't think I'm gonna go for nothing else. But
you've got a goal.
Yeah, that's my goal.
There's got to be a reason to go on to get more schooling. It's got to be for a purpose.
Exactly. But my big goal after high school is really just touring more, doing more shows, dropping more projects. Just get my name out there more.
Yes. Do you write your own music?
Yes, I do.
And how long have you been doing this?
For 3 years now, strong. Since I've been taking it serious. I started when I was 13, but I was just playing around with it, just doing it because everybody else was. But when I found out I really had a gift and passion with this, so I'm like running the kills.
Yeah.
And like he said, music bring you together, and we in different states, and it brought us together. We clicked up in Canton, Ohio.
Very cool.
Ever since then, we just been taking on.
Tell me how your paths crossed.
Oh, let me tell this story.
Yeah, bro, don't tell it. He always tell it good.
You gotta hold this one. I gotta tell this story.
Okay.
I said every time we do a radio interview, I have to tell the story.
Okay.
So I was working with an organization in the city, and we were doing after school programming. And so in order for me to do my program, I had to go to the schools in order to, find kids to recruit. So I'm at ECA downtown. I'm at McKinley downtown, sitting in the lunchroom, and got the poster up and everything on the table. This kid walks up to me with these long dreadlocks, and he comes up to the table with this aggressive swag, and I was like, who is this guy? He was like, this is exact words. What's this all about? And I was
That's how you met? What's this all about?
And I was like, what you think, man? It's music, man. It's about the music. So he was like, all right, I'm going to check. I was like, can you rap? And he was like, I do a little something. So then his mom called me about 30 times after that. So they came to the audition, and I said, so he came to the audition, and he brought like 8 people with him. And it wasn't friends, it wasn't fans, it was family. It was his mom, his grandmother, his little brothers, and his aunt. So when I saw that, I was like, yo, this guy, he's something special. And he auditioned, and he messed up, and he kept going. And that was the thing that really caught my attention, because I was like, that's what you have to do in life and entertainment. You mess up, you got to keep going. And that's, from that point, we've been connected. So I think that was October of 2016.
What a great lesson. What a great lesson where people, and that should help people kind of calm the nerves. It's not whether or not you do it perfectly, it's how you recover.
Yeah.
And that's what we always taught our kids. Doesn't matter how many times you fall down, only how many times you get back up again.
It's the resilience that counts.
Yes. Oh, so good. Well, you discovered 3 years ago that you had a gift. How did you finally discover that?
I mean, I always discovered, like I said, I was doing it when I was 13. And at the time when I met Kelly, I was playing football, so I really wasn't even really focused 100% with music at the time. I just did it because I seen he had a program going on, and I ain't never been a part of a program with music. So I'm like,
wow.
This is the first time for me, so I'm going to see what it's about. So I stopped playing ball and everything and put my whole focus into music. And ever since then, we've been on Stellars, we just been going up,
Yeah. So this is the future.
It's been a good road trip, so far. 3 years for me, for my career. So
I've got to know,
I'm excited.
From your perspective, tell me about those Stellars. What was it like to be there in that environment? Describe it for us.
I feel like a movie.
These are like the these are like the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So talk about it.
It feel like a movie because every celebrity I see on TV, every celebrity I see on YouTube, and they was there, So just being a part of that, even though I didn't get to meet some people, just being a part of that and sitting in the crowd, it just bring a good feeling to my heart. Like, this is where I belong. Like, I really belong here. So we're going to keep coming.
Where can people hear this project that you did with the Children Speak?
Oh, you can find the project Gibbs Avenue, which was our first Stellar project, and the second project, The Children Speak, Hey Young World. You can find those all online. Spotify, Google Play, Tidal, iTunes, Apple Music, and anywhere music is sold, you can find it, along with the new project, Family Ties.
How do you gather?
I don't know.
All kinds of people like LJ. How many LJs are there out there? And you somehow have a magnet for them and gather them together, and then to be able to take different people and merge them into a project. That takes some time. That takes teamwork.
It does.
Fortunately, LJ, you had some experience with teamwork playing football, and there wouldn't be that much transition of getting into music. But not everybody's got that. So how do you make that teamwork happen?
Like attract like. I firmly believe that. Like attracts like, and you can attract darkness with light, but you can't do anything with two dark souls or two entities. So I feel like I'm a really high spirited, bright man, and I just connect with people that are the same way, no matter where they are in their life position. But getting people together is something that I don't chase after. I get people all the time that it sends me music or wants to, do projects or whatever the case. But literally, honest to God, I always said, like, God, send to me whoever you need me to work with, period. And when I meet someone, sometimes I don't even know what we're meeting for, but I know it's for something. And, I just really just take my time to try to figure it out. So that's how I pretty much started the consulting company. Just working with different artists. And, because I've always said that it was a few times when I was younger, I would meet celebrities and, I would get spun by them, meaning like, oh, yeah, I'm going to call you or I'll check your project out. And they never do, and I didn't really get the understanding that they couldn't even help me anyway, even if they wanted to, because they were just an artist themselves. And there was really nothing they could do. But I didn't really know that until I actually got into the industry and figured it all out. So I stopped, being mad at a few people that that said they'd get back to me. But I said at that moment, this one time I remember I met Queen Latifah, and she was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get with you. And I seen her a couple times on the beach. I was in Miami at this time. Oh, what's up? Like, you listen to the record? Oh, yeah, I'm going to check it out. Seen her at the club that night. Same thing. Oh, yeah. And nothing. And I was like, you know what? If I ever, no, I didn't say if ever. I said whenever I am in their position to help another artist, I am. I'm never going to say no. I'm going to listen or take the time out because it's very important. And I just stuck to it.
That seems to be part of your MO, is helping others along the way. Where you're right, a lot of artists, it's a survival thing. Like, what's my next work going to be? How do I put food on the table?
Everyone's competing. You're friends, but you're still competing. You're competing for that sale. You're competing for that stream. You're competing for that show. You're competing for that check. You're competing for everything. The music is something that's universal, brings people together. But once you get that first taste of a dollar sign behind, creating your art, I mean, it gets a little addictive, and you want more and you want more and you want more and you want more. And sometimes, you'll hurt the people that's with you, just for that next dollar. And forget why you got into it in the first place. Forget why you got it in the first place. And I went through that. I'm not here to lie about it. Now, I went through that for a small period, and you forget what you're in it for. But if you're really sincere at it and you allow the humble time to come in, it'll come in, and then you have to make the determination if you're going to stay or go. But you still have to know why you're there. Like with LJ, it's a lot of things he wants to do, but I've been in his same position already before. Yeah. And a lot of things, I mean, those opportunities are going to be there, but you need to enjoy the process leading up to each opportunity. And that's something that I didn't do because I was just chasing and running and going. And I didn't get a chance, to enjoy a lot of it. So working with these new artists, I'm like, that step is coming, but, chill right here for a minute. And, I know they'll thank me for it later.
Absolutely. How do you prepare LJ for those rough times?
We just constantly have conversation. We constantly have conversation.
Constantly.
He'll come to me with something or I'll come to him with something. I mean, we just like big brother and little brother. We argue. We don't fight. We argue. And then, one of us wrong, we come back later and talk about it. But, preparing him for the tough times is just having conversation with him. It's not, mentoring LJ is something different than mentoring somebody else because, he got it. He knows it. He has a strong family foundation and, he's in the church, and his mom, she's real good. She's a real good mom. And, no matter what, they have resilience. So that's something that he just knows in his everyday life. Yeah. But musically, we were just talking on the way here. That's something that he didn't know. The resilience that's behind you got to have in the music and the competition that's out there. And then the better you get, the more you grow. The more people that's coming at you with a negative and positive, how do you deal with that? So he's getting into that stage now, and look, the girls and, all that, so this is real life we live in.
Yeah, the mom in me is coming out here. I want to protect you, LJ.
And he's he's a young little heartthrob. Look at him.
Yes. Thank goodness it's radio. So, exactly. Prepare them for all the positive because there can be just a fandom that could be a very heady experience and to be able to stay grounded. Thank goodness you've got such a strong family and strong faith. All right. It is time to take a short little break. We're going to be back with Kelly Williams and LJ Lytle. I promise you're going to get to hear some of the music as well. Stay with us. You're listening to Our Community.